Hi everyone. In this video, I'll demonstrate how IBM App Connect Enterprise REST API flows can be exposed as MCP tools and used directly by AI agents. By the end of this video, you'll see how an existing enterprise integration can be safely and cleanly reused as a tool for AI agents without changing any of the core architecture. Let's get started. First things first, what's an MCP and why do enterprises need to adopt it? Enterprises are adopting powerful AI models, but these models lack the operational, business, and system context required to act safely and effectively in real enterprise environments. The AI models aren't aware of enterprise system of records, they don't understand business rules, and there is no enterprise grade control layer over them. So while AI models excel at reasoning, but enterprises run on systems, rules, and controls. So what's missing is a standard way to expose enterprise capabilities with context and governance to AI. And hence comes MCP. It's an open, standardized way to expose enterprise capabilities and context to AI models and AI agents as well-defined tools. I am in my IBM App Connect Enterprise V13 toolkit with a sample demo REST API already imported. This REST API represents an international transfer pre-check capability. It exposes a single post operation that accepts a request containing customer and transaction details and returns a decision on whether the transfer is eligible or no. Let's dig into the post operation now. For the purpose of this demo, the flow is intentionally kept simple and linear. It starts with the request coming in, then fetches additional data from a database using a Java compute node, applies business decision logic using an ESQL, and finally returns the response. It's worth exploring each of the nodes, starting with the Java compute node. This node is responsible for only one thing, retrieving customer-specific data from multiple PostgreSQL database tables. It reads the customer identifier from the incoming REST request and executes a database query to fetch exposure and other related details. Next is the decision engine implemented using ESQL. This node contains the core business logic for the pre-check. It evaluates information from the incoming request, the customer data, and exposure details fetched from the database. Based on these inputs, the logic determines whether the international transfer should be approved or rejected. Keeping this logic in ESQL makes the decision rules easy to understand, update, and govern independently of the data access. For the purpose of this demo, this REST API flow is already deployed and running on Integration Server A, which is part of my test integration node. I'll open the web user interface to access the node dashboard. The node dashboard provides visibility into the integration node, the integration servers, and the applications deployed on them. Using the built-in try it functionality, I can invoke the API directly from the browser without needing any external tools. Let's pass in a sample JSON request containing customer and transaction details and execute the request. The response comes almost instantly and represents a consolidated decision produced by the integration flow. The API works well, so I can now proceed with creation of an MCP server. So I'll select the MCP server option, click on the Create MCP Server button, choose the integration server where my flow reside, and then verify the port. I'll do my regular tool shopping. So since I'm interested in the international transfer pre-check API only, I'll expand that to select the desired operation, which in this case is just one operation. I'll hit create, which enables App Connect to create the MCP server. I can then verify the MCP server details and the tool it contains. To demonstrate how an AI agent can invoke the REST API using I'm using IBM Bob. IBM Bob acts as the AI agent interface and it supports calling external tools through an MCP server. In Bob settings, I've already added and configured the MCP server which we just created in IBM App Connect Enterprise. With this setup, Bob doesn't need to know anything about the underlying integration logic. It simply discovers and invokes the API through MCP. Now, to show how an AI agent can use the same integration through MCP, I'm interacting with IBM Bob using natural language. So instead of calling the REST API directly, I'm simply asking a business question. I'll ask a question in natural language and wait for Bob to respond. Bob interprets the request, identifies the relevant MCP tool, and invokes the App Connect REST API behind the scenes. And based on the response from App Connect, Bob returns a clear eligibility decision. In this case, the transfer is approved. Along with the decision, Bob also provides business level context. It highlights the customer profile, showing that the customer belongs to a premium segment, has a complete KYC, and is a low risk rated customer. I can repeat the same eligibility check for other customers, and Bob consistently returns precise and explainable decisions. The responses are tailored to each request, expressed in business-friendly language, while still being backed by the same governed enterprise logic in App Connect. What's important to note is that the AI agent never embeds any business rule itself. All decisions are still being made by the integration flow in App Connect. MCP simply enables AI agents like Bob to discover and invoke these capabilities using natural language. That's all for this demo today. Thanks for watching.